based on real construction project conducted by MRQS Consultants Sdn Bhd as a quantity surveys consultant. This is a public project owned by Nusa Jaya Development Sdn Bhd, which is one of the projects undertaken to achieve the development of Nusa Jaya. The procurement that has been used for this project is traditional procurement method because it is firstly required by the client and secondly it has its own benefit to the project. The types of pricing arrangement under this traditional procurement method also has been set to use measurement contracts based on the drawings where the contract sum is correctly known on completion and after remeasurement according with the predetermined.
It will require the full documentation before the contractor can be invited for tendering purposes. The traditional procurement method has been structured where SPJ with the client will appoint his professional consultant teams to design and advise for the project in detail in order to translate his needs and requirements become a reality. It has been followed by tendering process which included of preparation of PQ, work schedule and others related documents. Contractors are then invited to submit a tender to carry out that project. The tendering process that has been used for this project is single-stage selective tendering where the client will be able to choose the most qualified tenderer to bid for this project. The tenderer has been selected based on their pre-qualification performance and tender price. After the tender has been awarded to the contractor and all the compulsory documents need to submit by the contractor has been provided, then the construction will be started. For this project, Architect Senamat as an architect consultant, Jurutera JRK Sdn Bhd as civil and structural engineer, Jurutera Budiman Sdn Bhd is a mechanical and electrical engineer, and MRQS consultant has been appointed as a QS consultant has been employed to design, advise the client, and ensure the construction work is always within the cost limit and all the.
I will talk about the factor influence the selection of procurement methods. For this project, there are certain factors that need to be considered in order to select the most suitable procurement system for this project, which is traditional methods. The factors are time, duration, project characteristic, quality, price certainty, competition, responsibility, risk management, price of final completion, and lastly, familiarity.
Time. Most suitable in terms of time, allow client to have full control for this project at all time, allow client to design properly during pre-contract, and it will help to reduce the variation order. Variation. Client need can be identified and fulfilled by the designer at early stage. Make sure details are present in the drawing before the construction. Project characteristics. The nature of the project is not too complex in terms of design and construction process. It is a detached house that have less than 4 stories. It is not a high-rise building which means easier to construct. Quality. It can provide highest quality of work. This tender only open for selected tenderer that have been shortlisted by client. The selection is based on their previous performance. Only eligible and experienced contractor will be selected. Price certainty. Allow Nusa Jaya Development Sdn Bhd to control the financial budget for the project, give good financial return for this investment.
Other than that, there are another 5 factors that influence the selection of procurement method. These 5 factors are competition, responsibility, price completion, risk management, and familiarity.
The other factor will be competition. Competition of price is an important factor that should be seen among the other criteria for competition. It is where the client can pick the best value for the tender price. The next factor will be responsibility. The responsibility will be decided by the client. It is important for the private sector as they focus more on time frame, accountability, and value for money. Another factor will be risk management. Risk management is an important factor for the private client. It is important that the parties involved in the construction project must have a clear and similar understanding of the risk. Next will be price completion. Price completion is basically the value for money after the completion of the project. However, the value for money is not that important for the private clients. The last factor will be familiarity. The construction players are not confident to use unfamiliar procurement method. This is because they are unwilling to take the risk in case of failure.
The condition of contract used for this project is PAM 2006 with quantities. Any construction project will never get escape from any issues. Same goes to this project. One of the issues arise is consultant mistake, which has affected the progress work on site. The consultant have made mistake on design. The parties involved in this design error is architect and engineer. Those are the consequences that can be seen in this project. First, addition works to the contractor. Second, amendment of completion date. And the last one is contractor loss. And all of these impacts have been related with some clauses in the condition of contract. First clause is clause 11.0, variation, provisional, and prime cost sum. Contractor was eligible to claim their works as variation order as there were some alteration in design during the construction work was ongoing. Clause 11.1a shows that the contractor may claim VO as they executed in omission, addition, and substitution of works. The effect of this matter also has qualified the contractor to make a claim for such additional expenses in the subclause 11.7. Other related clause is clause 23, extension of time. The contractor was entitled for applying EOT as they unable to complete their works on stipulated completion date because of the design error method. Clause 23.8g may prove that the contractor managed to get EOT because the design error works are architect instruction. Clause 23.8p shows that the contractor may also claim EOT as there are instructions by the local authority, which is MPJB. And the last clause that relates with these issues is 24.0, as these issues has caused contractor loss and expenses which affecting the regular progress of the works.
One of the issues that arise for this project is unexpected inclement weather, which is beyond contractor control, that can lead to apply extension order in clause 23.
The next issue is exceptional inclement weather, which in subclause 23.8b in PAM 2006, the weather happened because changing of the wind in the period May to September that received southeast monsoon and that affect the whole of the progress work, which In this period, it was raining full day and half day in the morning or afternoon in the week, and is issued beyond contractor control and caused delay for the project. And contractor received certificate of extension of time in 25 days to continue the work. The issue is liquidated ascertain damages for non-complete, which is in clause 22, damages for non-complete. Subclause is 22.3, certificate of non-complete revoked by subsequent certificate of extension of time, which is contractor already being given 3 times certificate extension of time because of changing design by client requirement and local treaty, and because of the weather, but still contractor failed to finish the work within the time and cause contractor to get a penalty that need to pay 500 ringgit per unit and per day.
The project also has some issue with the local authority. The local authority is responsible in deciding whether to refuse or grant the permission for the building and development for the proposed project. The local authority involved for the project is Majlis Bandaraya Johor Bahru, which is called MBJB. In this case, the matter should be referred to clause 4.0 in PEM 2006 with quantity, which is statutory obligations, notices, fees and charges. The clause stated that the contractor must fulfill the requirements set by the local authority.
The project had some issue regarding to the local authority of this project area. The local authority is responsible in deciding whether to refuse or grant the permission for the proposed project. The local authority involved for the Nusa Idaman Town Villas project is Majlis Bandaraya Johor Bahru (MBJB). In this case, the matter should be referred to clause 4.0, statutory obligations, notices, fees and charges. The clause stated that the contractor must fulfill the requirements that has been set by the local authority. The first issue that arose was variation of work, which is stated in PEM 2006, clause 11.0. The variation of work has led to the new amount of contract sum, which is more than what had been stated in the contract. MBJB has set requirement that if the project wants to be approved, the parties involved should make sure that the retaining wall needs to be constructed in order to protect the existing housing development nearby the proposed area. Another issue for this case is because there is no specific person in charge representing the local authority. There is no specific clause mentioning the name of person in charge on behalf of the local authority, even though each individual that came out to the meeting representing the local authority, which is MBJB, every one of them had their own opinion towards the project. This different point of view from the individual of the authority could lead to discrepancy between the construction parties and the local authority. It has caused the variation of work and contractor unable to complete the work within the stipulated time. After that, extension of time was granted to the contractor.